G'day everyone, welcome back to my painting desk for a look at what I have been painting recently. In front of you are 3 peri-metal Napoleonic French commanders, I believe from the Imperial Guard. Let me see, I've got their names written on their bases. Christiani, that one. In the center we have Cambron, and over this side we have Michel. Let's get them back in focus. There they are. There will be photos of these guys in all their splendid bling at the end of the video, so you can have a clearer look at them. I'm just going to pause while I deal with our dog. Okay. Dog relocated to another part of the house where she can't see out the window. Dog owners, I'm sure, will relate to that. Yes. So the project I've been doing is they are all French command figures, all mounted. And I'll show you the other ones in a tick. But if you want to get some better views, please do stay for the photos at the end, because it'll give you a much better idea. I have to say that they were a lot of fun to paint, all these guys, because, well, they're all different. I tried to vary out different variations on the horse colours, and there's just lots of bling. They're really interesting, with lots of silver and gold lace and things like that. Yeah. So jolly good. So let's just put those chappies to the back for a moment. There they are, back there. Now, next up is an ADC. Now, this particular ADC is from a different manufacturer, and it goes with, and I think there was another figure that came with the set, but I didn't have that, this very famous French cavalry general, Lasalle, who I believe died at the Battle of Wagram in 1809. Whoops, what have I done now? Messed up the light. Eek. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, so yes. Now this is, I did some research on the uniforms to make sure I pretty much got the right kind of colours. For the sky blue for the his ADC, wearing the sort of blue and gold with gold trim armband there to denote he's an ADC. He must be attached to the 10th Hussars or something, I think. That was on the information I looked at. They did mention his name on one of the things, but I forgot to note it. He was a captain of some sort, but he appears to have the Legion of Honor on his chest there. But the very famous Hussar cavalry, the light cavalry general, General Lasalle. A number of paintings of him in this sort of pose, with holding his pipe aloft. On a rearing horse. Lots of gold braid and bling on him as well. Now, these two figures are actually from, these are from Front Rank. So, slightly different sculpting style, but they look good. They look good. They paint up well. So, that's them, Lasalle, General Lasalle and his aide de camp. So, let's put them over the back too. And next up is a very famous leader of cavalry, French cavalry, Murat. Oh, come on, focus, do. There we go. Okay. Murat. Or Murat. Now, this particular figure is from Gringo 40s. And the pose or the particular gear he's got on is based on a famous painting. I don't know the famous name of the famous painter, who it's by, but I mean, it's a picture of Murat on one of his Arab horses or something. But it was the inspiration. I used the painting and some other sort of where other people had painted this particular miniature in Gringo 40s as my inspiration, but I kept going back ultimately to the painting itself. I assume it was a contemporary oil painting. In the painting, this horse is rearing up more, sort of thrashing around, and there's actually like flecks of foam coming out its nostrils and its mouth. It's very dramatic and action sort of pose. But he basically has this uniform with these sort of yellowy trousers with the red stripe and the sash and the dark blue uniform, and on with the tiger skin and this really uniquely patterned horse. It has a dapple, but it's like a brown dapple. So I've done my best to sort of build up, and I've kind of in the process I came up with a new, well, not triad, more than a triad, a new series of, I can't get it to, come on, colours that I used to build this up from. So with this guy, and I never seem to stick to one hard and fast way of painting horses, although I do find myself very much referring back to a lot painting wargaming figures by Javier Gomez as a reference for colour ideas. I don't always strictly follow them, but this one I kind of winged it and went by eye and looking at the actual original oil painting and saying, well, this might work, and then looking at the colours that I had. So I didn't actually have to do a lot of mixing. I've got I used I started with a base of black. Now, sometimes with some of my horses, I just start with a base of light grey. But this one, I started with black. And then I put on Vallejo leather brown. And then I put on AK Interactive 3rd Gen dark brown. And then, as I went up, I put on flat earth, Vallejo flat earth. And then those blotches that you can see, the dapples, were done with Panzer Ace's new wood from Vallejo. So that's kind of how I went about it. I mean, apart from the off-white socks and the black mane and tail, etc. So, yeah. And just looked at the painting for how the idea of how the tiger skin was, and plus I looked up reference images of when I came to the tiger's head to make sure I got the markings in generally the right sort of places for a splayed flat tiger head. No, but pretty happy with how that turned out, really. So yeah, it came out quite well. Used some of my new new sort of mixed up washes that I've been experimenting with since you last saw me. I've sort of made some homebrew washes using a lot of the old secret weapon washes that I had here, some of the coloured ones that I'd probably never get to using, but I was running out of the old classic one that I've used for years called sewer water. So I just got a number of containers and started mixing, and so I've ended up with a few different brews, and I may even mix them again. But for this one, I think I used one which I've what have we got? Oh, this one I did a mix into. This is an old varnish bottle. What's this? This is Gaffer Gamgee's home brew. It's sort of a reddish browny kind of. And then I've got a darker one. Oh, this is a no-name Blair one, quite dark. No, it's not Vallejo paint. It's just an old container I used, and I made some others as well. So yeah, just experimenting and adding, a bit of like homemade flow improver and a bit of extra like umber ink and things like that. Just tweaking it, trying to get something that I liked. And for this figure, I actually I did the mix of those two, and then I put in a couple of wee drops of like express paint medium, speed paint medium, Lamium medium, whatever, same thing basically. So I put in some of that, and yeah, pretty happy with how that worked out. Actually, he looks cool. They're just, like I said, they're fun miniatures to paint, that's for sure. Blingy, and being able to look at old reference paintings and stuff like that and know that the figure was based off them. This is great fun. Gives you a certain amount of confidence that you know what you're aiming for. And this other chap, well, this is Marshal Berthier from Piano Wargames. So I think, yeah, Marshal Berthier was a genius of logistics and organization. I think didn't they nickname him Napoleon's mother or something? Or was it mother-in-law? I don't know. But anyway, he was a fantastic organizer and one of Napoleon's most notable marshals. Here he is on quite a dark horse. The nicely sculpted Piano Wargames horses, and a beautifully sculpted figure with a very nice face. Takes the paint well. And there he is. Now my matte varnish from Winsor & Newton, I mixed it. I made sure it was mixed up. It's not very matte, guys. And this is the Galleria one. Yeah, I think for these it works because of the type of figure that they are. They're all blingy and everything like that. And I personally don't mind a slight satin sheen on a horse. And the actual the figures themselves don't, the fabric of the uniforms and whatnot doesn't seem to be all that shiny. But the horses have a sort of a satin sheen to them. But, I think, yeah, for horses, that kind of works for me. But it wasn't what I was intending for, but it works. And it does tie the whole figure together nicely. I think I'm pretty sure Hayden, who I've done these for, will probably have these for his display cabinet and stuff like that. So they should look really specky on display because it's a quality varnish. It's just not as matte as I thought it would be. But it does tie the sort of overall composition of the figure together nicely. Brings everything together really well as probably providing a bit of protection. And I tend to put a bit of matte varnish on all the tufts as well. Just soak some into there because some tufts tend to be a bit too synthetic-y, shiny looking. I know grass can get dew on it and whatever like that, but I just like to dull those down. I don't want the eye to be too distracted by shiny tufts. So yeah, that's just a quick thing I do. Yeah, so what a cavalcade, eh? Very blingy, and as I say, a lot of fun to paint up. Yeah, quite a delight. And you've got figures there. You've got Perry's, you've got front rank, you've got Gringo 40s, and you've got piano, and they all fit together perfectly. They look great. They really do. They're good sculpting work, and it was great fun to better have the opportunity to paint them up. So I hope you enjoy this video, guys, and the photos afterwards. Please let me know if you've got any questions. Happy to try answer those and try to be helpful in any way I can with regard to that, the painting. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate that, and look after yourselves, and all the best, and catch you on another one. Who knows what there will be next. See you later.